You're probably sleeping 8 hours, going to the gym, exercising, and eating the right foods and a pretty healthy diet. Yet you still feel low testosterone. Why? It's because you're not competing. You're just existing day to day, checking off the task list, sleeping, eating, working, and repeating. You don't have competitors to keep you on your toes. You don't have, this aggression inside of you to win. You don't have this inner fire inside of you to destroy your competition, to dominate the competition. And this is why none of the health things you're trying to increase your testosterone are not working. It's because you need to compete. We as men are born to compete. Men have evolved for millions of years via competition. Our ancestors have fought against armies, against rivals. They have won. They have fought for the right to reproduce and to pass on their genes. And they are the reason as to why you are here today. And yet here you are, sitting at home, doing nothing, and then you're wondering why you have low testosterone. It's because you're not competing. You don't have enemies, competitors to keep you on your toes. And enemies and competitors are very important. I actually read a book about this. In The 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene, he says that your competitors are very important. Your enemies are very important because they shape who you are. Muhammad Ali wouldn't have been Muhammad Ali if it wasn't for his enemy, his fierce competitor, George Foreman. And this goes deeper than you think. Competition is everything. The money you want, other men are competing for. The woman you want, your future wife, other men are competing for. The resources, the status, everything you want, the success you want, other people, other men are competing for. So remove this cancerous mindset outside of your head that it's you against you. It's not you against you. It's you against the rest of the world. Now, that being said, I hope you really truly understand how important competition is, because competition is literally what gives life its meaning. That's what I think. Competition is such a huge thing in life that without it, life kind of feels meaningless, because there can't be a winner without there being a loser. This is why winning increases testosterone. You have to fight against the competitors. As soon as your brain interprets you as a winner, as someone who is a higher capability than others, that's when it will start believing that you have more status, more access to resources, and that's when it will start to pump your body with testosterone, because it wants to protect your resources and your place in the social hierarchy. When your brain perceives you as a nobody that just lives day to day without having, access to resources, without competing, it won't even think that it needs to produce testosterone. The body doesn't like wasting resources, and it won't pump your body with testosterone if it sees that you are not someone who needs it. Someone who is a winner needs testosterone in order to preserve their winning, in order to preserve their resources, and be the dominant male. So you need to avoid the cancerous mindset that it's you against you. Stop believing what the society has told you. Obviously, everything that we as men, do, that's in our DNA, like competition and fighting and dominance, is looked down upon in today's bastardized society. Everything that makes us men nowadays is looked down upon. Now, let me tell you a story of how this actually affected me when I was growing up. So, I was a very competitive individual in primary school and high school, and when I was trying really hard to win, to succeed, and to be better than my competitors, it was looked down upon and seen as toxic. My teachers would see this as toxic and told me to, chill out, and maybe even made me even sit out for a bit when I was playing football. And I eventually started to believe this. I started to believe that competing against others was kind of toxic. And when I fell into that belief, that's when my life trajectory just went down. I stopped being as good as I was at football, at my sport. I stopped working hard and putting effort into my life because I just thought that competition is toxic and it's just me against me. And I became complacent. I stopped doing the things I had to do. And I had no one to keep me on my toes. I had no enemies. And I also became someone who had low testosterone. So I also struggle with low testosterone. So that being said, don't fall for the bastardized lie that competition is toxic. It's not toxic. We are born to compete. Competition is everything. Everything you want, another man wants. And you need to work harder than him, be better than him in order to get the thing that you want and make sure he doesn't get it. In order to make sure you are the winner and he is the loser. Don't be scared to compete. As a matter of fact, if competition scares you and you're scared to, join that boxing gym, you're scared to join the team and compete, I guarantee you your life will be better if you were to compete regularly than if you were to not. And don't just see sport as competition. Everything is competition. If you're working in your workplace, try to be the best person who is there. Try to be the best at what you do. If you're, studying, if you're a student, try to be the one who gets the highest grades. Compete with everyone in your class, compete with your classmates, even your friends. There should be a level of healthy competition inside your friend group. Because the second your friend group start to compete with you, the group in general improves in life trajectory. When no one competes with anyone, everyone just stays mediocre, no one improves, it will be a net negative on the group. So compete with your friends, compete with your classmates, and just try to see everything in competition, because everything in life is competition. Life is a big competition. Drill this into your mind. Don't ever fall for the lie that competition is toxic. Don't ever fall for the lie that it's just you against you and there is no competition. That's a big lie. Don't fall for it. I fell for it once, never again. So, how exactly does competition actually increase testosterone? So, firstly, it begins in the brain, not in the testicles, in the brain. And this is very important because it starts with the hypothalamus releasing GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. And this travels to the pituitary gland in the brain, and that releases LH. LH then travels to the testicles and the Leydig cells, and it tells the Leydig cells to secrete testosterone. So it starts here. The reason why the hypothalamus releases GnRH in the first place is in response to a competitive scenario. Your brain has to perceive a scenario where there is a competition, where your status is at risk, where your resources are at risk, and your place in the social hierarchy is at risk. If it's not at risk, if you're doing a competition like video games, so your physical status, maybe in the game, your status will be at risk, but your physical status in reality, if that's not at risk, the testosterone release, the testosterone effect won't happen. So it's very important that the competition you're doing has to have a scenario where your status, your resources, and your health is at risk. All of these, in fact, means you will get a higher testosterone increase, because this will force your body to increase your testosterone. When these factors are at risk, your body will have no choice but to increase testosterone and make sure you dominate. That being said, there was a study which proved this mechanism, where a chess player who had lower ELO was going off to play against a higher ELO chess player, a more stronger chess player, and the lower ELO chess player ended up winning and beating the higher ELO chess player, and they recorded a 600% increase in testosterone compared to before the match even happened. So that's how potent this can be. And don't get me wrong, this was obviously acute. It didn't stay 600% over time for a long time, but if you consistently compete, you will have higher baseline levels, no doubt about it. So now that you know the things that help you get more testosterone, the key takeaway from this video is to see competition not as toxic, see competition as everything. Don't fall for the bastardized lie that society has told you that competition is toxic. I fell for it. I'm never falling for it again, because it ruined my life, and make sure it doesn't ruin yours. And also, take some fucking action. Don't just watch this video and, scroll and then be how you were before you watched the video. Actually take action. Join a martial arts gym. Compete with your friends. Healthy competition with your friends. Non-healthy competition without your friends. Compete with everyone and you'll notice your life will massively improve. Your life trajectory will improve when you start competing with everyone. If you're scared to compete, just do it. Don't be scared. You'll never regret competing. It can be so fun when you get good at it. When you start to dominate, that's when it becomes infinitely fun. The more better you get, the more testosterone you get. You'll have higher testosterone, more muscle mass, you'll look better, you'll feel more masculine, you'll look more dimorphic. And before you know it, your life will also be better. I hope this video was helpful. So, if this topic really interests you and you want more testosterone boosting ideas, I have a school community linked in the description and it will give you the blueprint of how I went from 350 nanograms of testosterone in the space of a year completely naturally as a teenager. So make sure you check that out. The link is in the description and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.